And now we're back. Alright, let's see which one. Give me the mouse, please. Give me the cursor, please. Overwatch. There we go. Let's look at the next one, and I'll let them know. Landia. Right. Yeah, that's right, chat. That's import. Now watching. Landia. Oh, he did say he's gonna be AFK for a bit, but I did just ping him, so hopefully he's back. Next up would be Jim. I mean, I just did one of yours on McCree. I don't think I did McCree though. No, I did. Okay, let's do Extremas next time. And if we have time, we'll do Jim Jabami toward the end. Alright. So we are looking at Lendil playing Sombra here. I believe this is actually gold, like high gold low clad. And the message reads: our silver run was toxic as fuck and it kinda pulled down the mood. Unlucky. It's one of the first 2 or 3 games I played with Tracer. Can you give me like my top 3 mistakes or things I should focus on to avoid getting into bad habits? Alright. Right, let's just go. I'm not gonna ignore the summer plays. Like it's a 12-minute game as well, so we are definitely not going to ignore the Sombra bits. You put your translocator down. Yep, that's good. Hack the Mega is fine. Remember that you really want to get Mega, especially in control maps. Hacking the Mega is not as important as setting up for a fight, because you really just want to win the first fight. Then maybe you can come back and hack the Mega. But hacking the Mega is not gonna win you the fight, right? That's the whole point. If you get a hack on the Rhine, for example, or well, they have a Sigma, Saria. If you get a hack on the Sigma, hack on the Mercy, that maybe some of our team can just what's the word I'm looking for? Collapsion, that's the word I'm looking for. But mostly if you can hack the Sigma, if you can hack the Ana, then you can get a lot of value. We are just shooting at the Saria. This one, she's fine, a little too long, but not too far too long, which is okay. And the Ash just sees you because, well, she knows you are there. Look at this. She's just shooting, she drops because the Orana hits a shot at them. And then she's like, oh, someone's shooting from the left. Like, someone called the Sombra right here. And she's like, there's a Sonic Arrow right there and you're dead, right? You actually got hit by the Sonic Arrow. Which is actually very nice. Look at it this way. Both of them were playing on the high ground. And you can see that hacking the Mega gets new value right now. He's just like, he does hit you by chance, but he knows that you're here because someone in their team called it, or he just saw you shooting. And then you just die. So, hacking the Mega, not as important as making plays on the first fight especially. So at this point the fight is probably lost. We come back to the fight. Translocator on the high ground isn't really gonna do a lot, and the fight is lost, so we just back out. Okay, that's fine. We set up the Translocator. We try to confirm the kill on the Hanzo. This was destroyed by, well, a bouncing shot from Sigma, which is pretty unfortunate. Here, just, yeah, get out. This is fine. We again set up for the next fight. Like, I'm actually fine with that. You are harming EMP between fights, which is really good. And you didn't commit, which is fine. You didn't die, so it's good. Keep in mind they know where you are because Sonic Arrow, yeah. Then you dead. I would just get out, which is fine. Right, instead, we are basically getting very little value. Like, during the fights, you're not getting hacked, you're not shooting anything. When our team is actually engaging, we are usually out of the fight. So overall, you're not getting a ton of value right now. Trying to kill Diana. Remember, you usually want to hack her if she's got the nade, because otherwise, just throws the nade. But also, you're basically hard engaging, and your team is not ready yet. Like, if you are doing this in 3 seconds, on 2 or 3 seconds, you will be getting so much value because your team will be on top of the enemy team, and they basically have no healing, right? So, you got a little bit of full charge. We couldn't confirm a kill because Anna still had nade, so she wasn't going to die. And our team is basically engaging now, and we are getting no value. Or we got no value right now, but our team is going forward, and we are not in a position to kill anyone. We can kill this Ashe. You can break your Translocator to Chaser. You should break your Translocator to Chaser. So at this point, you should have just broken your Translocator, thrown it back here, and killed her. No need to hack the Ashe, just shoot at her. Your Mercy ended up picking the kill. So right now you're getting very little value overall. You're not only hacking like at the wrong times or the wrong people or not hacking at all, but you're also engaging at the wrong time, which is the bad part. And that's actually very important for Tracer as well. So I imagine that's something we're gonna see a lot of from Tracer. Hi Landiel. I've basically just been saying a lot that your Sombra is not great right now. Mostly because you're mistiming your engages, like you're going in too early or too late. And your team is not taking the fight, or your team has already lost the fight. Or has had a big resource time. There are very much time and resources when you are joining the fight. Here, just go to point, right? Just ready to point. Yep. We don't need to go aggressive, we just need to play on the mini. What will I do? I'll just play here. I'll put my Translocator back here. I got a mini if I have to. Then I can be like, if I touch, I just touch here a little bit. Like, tick. Trigger overtime. My team is gonna go in. Unless we're setting up for an EMP of when they try to retouch. You trigger overtime, so good job. Pretty big EMP overall. It's okay. No, it's a big EMP. But I mean, you had to do it because it's a fight, but your team is nowhere near close enough to capitalize. And this is basically the trend I've seen on this map on Sombra. You are going in, and it's not that you're not getting value, but you're getting value at the wrong times. Like you're getting Anna to use the nade, you're getting Mercy to turn around, you're getting Hanzo and Ashe to turn around. But you're doing all of this after your team has already lost the fight, or before your team is fighting, before your team is actually taking the fight in the first place. Was one of the first plays after not playing for 1.5 weeks. Oof. The timing is a huge issue. Yeah, thus far I've definitely been. I definitely think that timing is probably the biggest thing right here. We go Sombra again? Yeah. You told me to ignore the Sombra bit, but it's like half of the game. I wasn't just gonna ignore half of the game. Oh no, you took a Tracer, yeah. But I wasn't gonna ignore a third of the game anyway. So what do we do now? Well, we don't have anyone to dive with. So ideally, you either play with your team, and whenever your team takes the attention, you take an off angle, like you use 2 blinks to get behind the enemy team and take their attention. Or you go for safe flanks. Remember that, otherwise, yeah, this is fine, right? Because you're by yourself, or you have a McCree, but because you're basically playing by yourself, being at this angle from your team is usually a good idea. It's usually the best place to be, or at this angle. Because you're pressuring a different angle than your team, but you are not so far committed that you're probably dead if they just stand you or shoot at you or whatever. These are a lot more aggressive. We can kill the Mercy though, and your team is with you, so that's fine. We swap targets, we go back to the Mercy. You should probably recall, yep, this is fine. And you're playing with the team, which is fine. You're a little close. Sombra's range is actually shorter than Tracer's range, so Well, not by much. Like Sombra plays at 10, Tracer plays at 12, but overall, yeah, still pretty good. Are we going to set up a flank? That was overall solid. Maybe target focus a little bit more, but overall pretty solid. Like you won the Mercy, she was low, she got away. Instead of chasing, you went for the Sigma. Then you went back for the Mercy, and the Sigma was low. Actually, your Sarah killed him. So you're still getting value, but right now I think target focus. Stay on the same target until they die or until it is impossible for you to shoot at them. Should I chase more? If someone is as low as that Mercy was, yes. Like the Mercy was actually one melee from dying, so definitely just blink after her and kill her. Because especially if you have your recall, right? So long as you have your recall, you can go. I don't want to say as aggressive as you want, but you can use your blinks to confirm kills and then get out and well get blinks back, right? So using blinks is fine. Using your blinks aggressively is fine because if anything else fails, you always have your recall. And if you go aggressive and get a kill, then you got value, right? Like there used 2 blinks to go on the Mercy. We didn't kill her, but you came pretty damn close. So this didn't work out because you didn't kill the Mercy. But I think it was a good play. And honestly, I think you could have killed her if you didn't place as close because they would not have been so on top of you. Like, hold on. Like, you don't have to be this close. Aim is a part of it, but also being this close, any movement the Mercy makes is a big commitment for you. Like, I would be trying to play like here instead. Also, if you play here, it will take longer for the enemy team to react to you. Like, hold on. If you play this close, Anna can just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna shoot the Mercy or throw the nade or whatever, and you're gonna take a lot of damage, right? You're playing so close that, like, look how low she got, by the way. You're playing so close that the Anna can actually react immediately, and I don't think there's someone else paying attention, but at the very least, the Anna can react immediately. The Hanzo actually comes back as well. So I think it was a good play. I think if you had better aim, or if you had stayed a little bit longer, by staying a little bit further away, you could have definitely killed the Mercy. Confirm the kill at least. You go again this time. I don't know who you were shooting at. I don't know whether you were shooting at the Mercy or Diana. Getting this close is not great because again, Coach can. Yeah. She doesn't use the Coach can great though. You should be able to confirm the kill. You do, it costs you your postman, but you confirm the kill, which is good. Recall. You don't need to wait for this mini. You can go aggro, like your team is taking a fight right now. And you're waiting for 12 health. You should have just kept going aggressive. Get a little close. Don't shoot at the Vulcan Mercy. Thought I got a pick, so I have time to wait for mini. It's actually the other way around. If you get a pick and participate in the fight, your team is 5v6. So you, even though you're missing 12 health, which is again not a lot, you can still get a lot more value just by shooting at them. Even though you don't even have to go for a flank, right? Maybe your team will heal you anyway, but even if they don't, you will get more value by playing this 6v5, even though you're missing health, than letting your team fight 5v5 for about 4 seconds because you think the mini is worth more. Having the numbers advantage is always worth more. And that's actually what makes dive good, like being able to confirm picks with dive, like to guarantee kills and then go with the advantage and keep pressing the advantage over and over is more important than missing a little health. Like if you were, by the way, if you were at like 50 HP or you were at 70 HP, I'll be like, okay, yeah, get the mini. But you're not. I don't think you were missing enough health to justify waiting for the mini. I guess it's a scale, right? You have to measure how much does your 12 health way against you being able to do damage to the enemy team for longer. And in this case, like 12 health does nothing. Whereas more health actually may make a lot of difference. So if you were 50 HP, I would be like, okay, yeah, you can wait for the mini. But because you were missing so little health, I'd be like, yeah, you don't have to. We win the fight anyway. Good cleanup. They're setting up for another flank. They have Doomfist now. You actually, Tracer is really good against Doomfist, just as an FYI. No one else, you're just going for the flank. Did you go in with low? Yeah. I didn't notice, but reload at some point. Just reload. You had so much time to reload and you didn't. And you ended up not basically doing anything because you had to reload. Like, Moira with no faith and low HP, this could be an easy kill. You used recall way too early here. Why did you recall? I'm curious. You melee, you're at 120. What's the reason you recall? You basically only got punched. I think on top of that, you recall onto the dynamite. Now it's already exploded. Melee recall combo integrated in my brain. I get it, but also, yeah, this is one other reason why you don't want to play so close. If you play a little further away, you can always be aware of the target's health, and melee combos are basically easier to do, and you don't have to waste your cooldowns, right? You can stay for longer if you just if you pay more attention to what's going on, and playing a little further away will let you pay more attention to what's going on in general. This fight is lost. We just try to kill people. Like, your tracking is not bad. Like, that wasn't amazing, but it wasn't terrible. Like, on the Batiste at decent range. You don't aim at the head, for example. That's something you should be doing. Like, your crosser should be neutral at the head. Like, you should be neutral at chest height. But you can see that your crosser is basically neutral at chest height. So going for the head becomes a lot more difficult. It feels easier on range. It is easier. When you're playing with a little bit of range, it is easier because if a person is dodging and they dodge this much, I always say this. But if you're this close and the Baptiste moves this much, you have to move your mouse like a whole lot more to track them than you would if you were back here, where all you have to do is like the tiniest movement to keep tracking. Because spread, I should aim for next chest. Not with Tracer now, aiming for head. Her spread is not that big until you start getting like more than 12 meters. That's the whole point. That's why you want to play at like 10 meters. Like, you can see you're basically getting no headshots. Because you're aiming for the neck is good. Like, if you aim for like the neck. But the chest is bad. Ideally, yeah, just go for the neck. But if, depending on it depends both on the range, your tracking, and just general ability, but just the neck or the head are usually the best places to shoot at. Tracer just does so much damage. Hold on, what are we at? 646? I'll show you what I mean. Training range. Tracer. So at close range, of course, the closer you are, you aim for the head. Right? If you're close, you have less spread, so you always aim for the head. If you're further away, hold on, let's get someone with a lot of health but no armor. The further away you are, you can aim a little bit down, like instead of just aiming for the head at this range, which you can see are still all headshots at this range. I'm not literally on top of them. I'm at like 7 meters, and I'm still just aiming for the head, and they're all headshots. The spread is not big enough at this range to mean that you don't get enough headshots. And usually at this range, like 15 meters or so, You can start aiming for the neck, because the spread means that you will still get a few headshots, but also you will not miss as easy, because it becomes a little bit harder to hit consistently at this range because of the spread. Like if I just aim for the head, it's not as fast as it was on close range, but it's still not bad. Like you can see, I still hit enough headshots to one clip someone. So if you can't aim for the head, unless you're very far away, like at this range, you do nothing anyway. So just aim for the neck at this range, you do a little bit more. At this range, aim for the neck. But aim for the head, it's not that different. But the closer you get, the more you want to aim for the head. And at this range, I would be like, yeah, I just aim for the head. Like 10 meters, aim for the head. Because she just doesn't have the spread. So don't worry so much about the spread, always aim for the head if you are in range to shoot or take an engagement. Head, 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 always aim. I don't want to say always aim for the head, but in general, if you are like within 15 meters, like this is 15 meters, if you are within 15 meters, just go for the head. You can still technically one clip someone if you hit all of the headshots. Yeah, like if you're at 15, it's not as ideal. Like her range is right now 12 meters, so more or less this. So if you're playing at 12 meters, it's basically enough for the spread to not be meaningful. So at this range, always go for the head. Also, it allows you, another thing it does, it's allow you to play within a blink range, right? So if you play at this range, you blink, and you're in range for like melee combos and whatever, but at this range, you're basically just one melee away. Sorry, one blink away from your target. Whereas if you're here, you can't really blink into the target, but it may be difficult to go for the melee. At that point, you might as well just keep shooting, reload and keep shooting, because her reload is very slow. And if you play on top of this, I always say the same thing. Like if they hold on, let's put a. Do I have a better one? Yeah. If this bot moves to where the tracer head is, I have a much longer distance to cover with my mouse here than I do if I'm playing at like 10 meters, because it's just very small. Tracking becomes a lot easier at range because people move really. If it was a stationary target, you would just be like, yeah, I just get as close as possible to shoot at them. But because people move, your tracking will be a little bit better at range, because you have to make less movement with your mouse, which means less mistakes. But yeah, playing at this range again allows you to make blink combos, get out. Whereas if you play here and you want to blink forward, hold on, let's find one that's like you may just miss them. You may have to turn around. It's kind of weird. It's good against some people, right? If you want to try to bait a McCree, you can be like, oh, blink past you, right? And then blink away or whatever. But I always prefer playing at like 10 meters range, because it's not only the range of your blink, but also your best effective range. Like you don't have to be on top of someone to kill them. Let's go back to the game. Career profile, which was in Busan. Fuck. 12 minutes. We were at 6:46. We go receiving the Ash again. You just like, hold on. Let's look at this 1v1. Blah blah blah. You don't manage to kill the Baptiste. You tickle the Ash. She goes away. She's aware of you. You get so close that it becomes more difficult. Oh, hold on. Not only do you get so close, I fucked up there. Not only do you get so close that it becomes more difficult for you to shoot at her, but you're also still aiming at her chest at this range. Like, look at this range. At this range, just aim for the head. Like 100% of the time. At this range, just go for the head. Absolutely. We use recall, they tap. We just give the point, they want to fight, yeah. Is that your Zarya? Yeah, your Zarya is behind them. With grab, I don't know if you have coordination, but because we have grab, I will be looking to grab pulse. It's such a good combo. She's dead, unlucky. We should wait for Rosaria here, but your team is not going to, because this is goal. We should, but we're not going to. He kills you. Again, against Doomfist, against Reaper, against McCree. Playing further away actually benefits you because they do more damage up close. Whereas, again, Tracer can basically play within 12 meters and not have any damage drop-off. So, if you play at 12 meters, they will not be able to do as much damage to you, but you will still do the same damage to them. You got him away with the pulse bomb, but you could not have died. Again, you got very close, so tracking the Ash becomes really difficult. You stay on the Moira, and we should win this though, right? Like, there's so many ults, we just come back and grab and kill them. Save your Ana, save your Ana, save your Ana. Save your Ana if you can. Just save your Ana if you can. You don't have to kill anyone. If you just shoot at them, they may back out because they're like, wait, the Ana is not alone anymore. But yeah, just also free damage for you. Shooting at the Doomfist is a decent idea. We die at the Doomfist, we reset. Can they keep using ultimates? Not ideal. We are engaging on this. Your team is killing people. Oh, we just pressed all of the Qs. Like, this fight was kinda lost. Then I think we used Nano on Ryan. Doomfist dies. We use Nano on Ryan. Or we use Nano on Zarya and we go for the grab. So this fight was basically lost and your team is engaging 4v5. But we just use so many ults that it's actually... The Shatter missed everyone, by the way. But we use so many ults that it's basically a one fight. Like grab and... Yeah. Nano and Shatter. And the Rana dies, but this should be a one fight. So again, it's not like you're not getting value on Tracer, you're getting decent value, but you could be getting a lot more value because what you're doing is you are doing your part distracting the enemies, and your timing is not that bad. Like with Tracer, you don't have to be as concerned about timing as Sombra. Of course, timing is still important, right? Like you could be doing better timing as well, but because Tracer does a lot more damage than Sombra, you can still get value even if you don't confirm kills. With Sombra, you have to be like, well, if I don't get a kill, or if I don't engage at the same time with my team, I get no value, because Sombra's Translocator basically takes her out of the fight for a little bit, right? And she doesn't do nearly as much damage as Tracer, whereas Tracer can go in and stay a lot longer because of Blitz and Recall. Again, this is cleanup, and again, at a little bit of more range, your tracking is actually a lot better. You just track the Doomfist down and kill them, so... Aim for the head again, usually the best. We're in the fight, okay, good. And we only have the last one. I know it can be difficult to coordinate with, like, you said your Silvervine was throwing, but at the very least that means he's in comms, so... Your Sarah seems pretty good though. Don't get me wrong, she's overextended twice or 3 times already, but she seems to be getting value. I left comms after he was too toxic, to be honest. God. You know what? He was probably toxic because you were playing Sombra. And at lower ranks, people think Sombra is an absolutely bad hero. Whereas with a little coordination, Sombra becomes one of the best heroes. And she's meta right now, so you know, there you go. No, Sombra is really good, but you do need a little coordination to make it work. She did see you, she's trying to get you. Again, aiming for the chest, aim for the head at this range especially. I would say get used to aiming at the head. And then you can judge the distance and make the call for yourself. But for now, just get used to always aiming at the head. Like right there as well, you were aiming at the chest and we didn't do enough damage to kill him. The fight seems won anyway. Like even at this range, you should be aiming at the head. We confirm the kill in the hands and get out. Again, that's really good. You see? Using blinks to go aggressive and confirming a kill, then recall out. It's really good. This is great. It's a good idea in general, because now they have to wait for the hands to respawn. Again, your Sarah seems pretty good. Lots of levels. You are waiting for a flank. They have Doomfist again. Yeah, I'm fine with this. You don't have to crouch all the time. You can spam crouch, which to keep... If you crouch spam while you're moving, it is still pretty silent. Not as silent, but still pretty silent. But it allows you to move a lot faster as well, so... Going for the backline, we must take it on the Mercy and get out, which is fine. But again, this was actually... I don't know if it was on purpose. It was timing pretty good. The timing was pretty good. You went in, both Ana and Mercy turned around, and the Ryan went aggro and killed the Zarya. I don't know if it was by chance, but that was pretty good. And again, you see how you are not confirming kills, but you are still getting value. And you could be confirming kills if your aim was a bit better. Good stake, great stake. I thought you only got the Ana. Like, even getting the Ana alone is probably good enough of a stake. You go in, you stick the Ana. You actually missed the postpone, by the way. You should be aiming to stick. But, like, if the Ana was good, she would just drop, react immediately and drop. The Mercy just kind of trying to heal, and then the Doomfist punches into the postpone. Ana actually backs up into the postpone as well. Hey, you won the fight. Great job. If you killed the Tracer, that would have been play of the game. I already got a pro code for pulse aiming. Got it. Pulse aiming is fine. Like, you don't need to make weird plays. Like, I know there's a workshop code for like aiming at weird spots, like aiming above you, for example. You don't really need those so long as you can reliably land a stick on someone. And it doesn't have to be reliably. Like, if you can do it like 50% of the time, that's usually more than enough value, especially at your rank. It's basically a free fight win. Every fight. Going for the Ana is solid. Again, you got a little close. You can't do it reliably yet. Yeah. Like, you can 50% of the time is usually good enough. And again, we don't have the aim to capitalize on it, but hold on, let's look at this. I want to show this to you. It was one of your first capture tracer. Yeah, you'll get more used to playing, and if you get used to playing at a little bit more range, you'll actually do a lot more job, a lot more work. At this range, I would just be like, I can just shoot the Ana. I don't have to get closer than this, but you actually go closer, and it becomes harder to hit people when they move the closer you are. Because again, you have to make like a lot of movement to adjust to where they are, right? Whereas striking from a little bit more range is more reliable. I don't like, at the very least, again, with Tracer, you are going in at the right time. Because again, your team is going forward right now, and your Zarya kills their Zarya. And the Rana turns around to duel you, so their Zarya has no healing right now. So you are going in at least it's a lot better than when you were going in with Sombra. So you are getting value. But you are going out and you have full health and still have recall. So I don't think you should be getting out yet. If you can stay longer, just stay longer. Nothing is threatening you yet. They shatter. We grab. It's basically that's fight. And again, you have a very hard time confirming the kills, which is probably not the best. But it's probably because of your aim and you're playing very close and probably not used to Tracer anyway. Too long, don't read. You're doing good. You're doing good. Especially for being one of your first Tracer games at your rank, it's pretty good. You could be doing a lot more if you were confirming the kills. If you were confirming the kills, you would be getting a lot more value. But even now, you are still getting value. Just not as much as you could be getting. So, right now, the two things I can tell you is aim for the head is an important one. Hold on. Let's do cap so you can see it well with the contrast. Aim for the head, because especially at the range you're playing at, and even up to like 15 meters, aim for the head is good. And yeah, play a little further back, like yeah, let's just say longer distance. Play at a longer distance, and yeah, stay longer. Actually, yeah, I like this. Longer in terms of distance, and in terms of time / pressure. So this is important. But aim for the head is also something you should be doing, like very important thing you should be doing. But you win. Congratulations. All right. Let's take a short break after that one as well. Too long to read. Aim for the head. Play a little further away. It doesn't have to be exactly 10 meters. I would actually say like playing just slightly, like at 11 or 12 meters is your ideal. Like I'll show you what I mean. Hold on. Let's just look at a couple of tracers, not counters, but heroes you may end up 1v1, right? McCree at 10 meters. This is about the range of his flash rank. If you play a little bit further away, he cannot actually flash you, because the flash is, I believe, 5-meter throw. Sorry, a 7-meter throw, 3-meter area of effect, something like that. So if you play at 12 meters, doesn't actually stun you, right? If you play exactly at 10, he does. So that's why I recommend 11 and 12, which is, again, you'll get the hang of it, but it's not you should always be at 11 meters though. But like, look how little away I am from the 10-meter line, and he doesn't stun you, because that's the range of the flash rank, like 5 meters and 5 meters area of effect. If I'm at 10, another one is, hold on, let me go to. Actually, let's look at. I'm changing to my training partner instead of myself, which is silly. Let's look at Doomfist, for example, right? Where is Doomfist? If I'm at 5 meters, he just basically kills you. That's not 150, but I believe it's about 135. Then a melee or any of his cooldowns will kill you. I believe he does 135 or 120, something around there. I can check for you, but in the case, if you're close, Doomfist just kills you. If you're playing a little further away, like at 10 or 11 meters, he does not do as much damage, because he can't headshot with all of them anymore, because just of the spread. But also it will be a lot harder to aim at you at this range with all of them to actually hit headshots consistently. Because remember, it's easier to aim for the head with the spread the closer you are. So yeah, you can just hit all of the heads at close range. At further ranges, not so much. You can see I'm basically at 10 meters, and it takes a lot to actually kill at this range. Because Doomfist can just go at you, but you can like blink away and whatever. He will not be able to kill you. Like, Doomfist actually kills by being close range with his left clicks. The combos with Doomfist are slam, left click, uppercut, left click. Same goes, for example, for Reaper. At this range, 5 meters, Reaper just walks forward and kills you in the head. If you're playing at like 7 meters even, 3 shots. They add 11. Kind of 3 shots, but again, it becomes more and more difficult the further away you are. 4 shots, 3 shots, it's around there. Instead of just, hello, goodbye, Tracer, right? So yeah, playing a little further away helps you counter like a lot of these short range heroes. Is anyone else? Brigitte, of course, but we'll not show her because it's not about damage. Let's just call it that. Like Roadhog, maybe. Actually, let's show some Roadhog. Because Tracer counters Roadhog so hard, and people don't understand this. The only thing you have to actually worry about when you're playing against Roadhog is the hook. And Tracer is actually so difficult to hook. You just farm the Roadhog, aim at the head, farm the Roadhog. If you're playing at this distance, he will not kill you with like any of his left clicks or whatever. You can even blink to the side, and when he uses the hook, touching the hook, yeah, just touch the hook. Or even just don't duel him until he has used the hook, and then you just farm. It's so easy to farm the Rothor. Like, actually so easy. He will not kill you at this range. If he tries to come forward, I just said this, Tracer and Genji move faster than the rest of the characters, even while going backwards. So he will not be able to chase you down. And you just farm the Rothor. When he uses the kill, right? Assume he just uses a kill. You wait, then you blink kill, you pulse bomb, you shoot, and he's dead. So it's actually very, very easy to... Tracer is a great counter to Rothor. Alright, let's take a short break after that. Because it's been 2 and something hours. But alright, we'll be right back with another review. Yeah.